Hello, thank you for joining me again on Al's Airguns. To my friends in Italy and Europe, ciao, buongiorno, welcome, and whatever greeting would be appropriate. Thanks a lot for joining us. And today I am making part 2 of How Old Is This Daisy? This is something I started quite a while ago, did not get a lot of response immediately, so I put it on the back burner. Have had a couple of people ask about it and asked me to go ahead and follow up, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. The question was, we found this old daisy and we were trying to date it. So one of the research texts and information sources that I use and has really taught me a lot about air gunning over the years are the Blue Book of Airguns, which is right here's the 7th edition. This is an older one. They're considerably further along now. They also offer this on DVD and on CD, but on an online database too. So when you're researching airguns to purchase or to collect, whatever, this can be a wonderful resource. Now, I'm sharing this information without their permission, but I hope they will not object here because we're only going to look at it for a moment. This is actually a collection of these issues, or what I used along with a couple of old resources just from memory to go ahead and date this particular daisy. And what we find out, the Daisy Model 25, which is what we're looking at here, was manufactured from 1914 to 1979, actually. During that time, it went through a total of 58 variations, and a couple of the variations happened pretty early on when folks weren't keeping super good date histories. Model was introduced in 1914 as the Model 25 Mark I. The Mark I version remained in production for 2 years. It had an adjustable front sight, which is one of the ways we know this is not a Model I. It also had a shorter lever. And the Model 1 had a black finish over nickel. That was only produced for the first 2 years, and after that in 1916, they switched to the Mark II, which was basically a Mark I in a blued version without the expensive nickel and then black finish on top of it. Mark III came out after that, a short while later. It still had the it went to the short lever and a straight stock with a fixed front sight. So this sight came out in the Mark III. The Mark IV came out next, and then the Mark V, obviously, and not until 1932 with the Mark VI did they start keeping dates. So we don't have accurate dating between 1916 and 1932 when we went to the Mark VI. Now, the Mark V came out with a pistol grip stock. We notice this stock is straight, so it is not a Mark V. It was made before. I'll go through and identify the features with you in a moment. After that, in 1936, they went ahead, upgraded again, had the pistol grip stock, but moved to 6 grooves in the slide handle. So those are pretty easy to identify. Like I said, this went on through many more variations, total of 58, and was discontinued in 1979 as part of that continuous product line. Now, this gun has been reintroduced in recent years by Daisy, and perhaps we'll get a chance to take a look at one of those in the future. One of the things that always made the Model 25 a favorite is the fact that it is extremely hard hitting for a BB gun, with muzzle velocities in excess of 400 feet per second, which was really something for the day. Shoot through both sides of a tin can quite easily, and boys loved that. Let's talk about how we know that this is a Mark IV. As I said, it does have the straight blade, non-movable front sight that was introduced on the Mark III. It does have the longer 5-groove pump handle and arm. The large takedown knob. This went to a smaller knob in the future. And one of the really distinguishing factors, besides the pistol grip that's not talked about so far, is the square trigger guard on the receiver here. This was actually phased out after the Mark V. When they started producing in 1932 the Mark VI, this had gone to a rounded, basically just a sheet metal trigger guard like we're used to seeing today. So the lack of an adjustable front sight, the finish that's on it, the pump arm and long stroke there, large disassembly knob, these things are all what's indicating that it is a Mark IV. Now, unfortunately, as a Mark IV, we don't really have a date of manufacture. My best estimate, and if anybody has some history here, I would love to hear it because I've gone to a number of resources. My best estimate is that this gun was made sometime between 1918 and the earlier mid-1920s. So this would in fact make it a 100-year-old Daisy. The cool part is it's in working order. I'm not sure about the compression in terms of what velocity it's delivering, but she is complete and feeds and functions. BB's feed through the spring-loaded magazine does have I believe it's a 45-round spring-loaded magazine in the barrel, and it feeds BBs in one at a time, and it will shoot them out the other end with some decent force. Potentially not up to spec, but to think it's 100 years old, still functions at all, is something that I've always been really impressed with. So, thanks a lot for tuning in to How Old Is This Daisy, and hope to see you on the next one.